Hello, and welcome to issues number 13 of ComiCentric. I am your host, Cruz, and today with us we have our good friend Pete and our very special guest, Nathaniel Osollo, creator of Dark Mouse and several other comics. He will be talking to us about his process on drawing and about several other multiple different things that I don't really know, but we will get to learn. He will also be talking a lot about advertising, so get ready for that in our following segment with our good friend Nathaniel Osoyo. All right, and with us again here is Nathaniel Osoyo,
Hey, what up?
Evil Drought, and with us also is Mr. Peter Millini
Hello.
from Nostalgic Comics.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you very much again for being with us today.
Yeah, man, my pleasure.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm an artist. I am an illustrator. I love making comics and I love making art whenever I can.
Mhm.
More recently, more focused on the comics, but I've done public art, gallery shows, everything except like sculpture. Well, actually, I've done some sculpture in public art, but like not a lot with clay. I like making things. I'm on social media. I used to make free comics online.
Mm-hmm.
If people are listening to this, we'll probably talk about a comic book called Dark Mouse that I make, which is basically Sin City with mice, or what I like to call also Secret of Nim meets Sin City. But yeah, I'm Southern California based, been making comics for about 10 years, a little bit more, and it's always been independent stuff. Um, yeah, that's what I do. That's me.
That's you. That's you in your outro. What about intro? Do you read comics?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy comics. I read them on free library apps like Hoopla. I go to the library and check out books from my local library. I don't read titles regularly as they're coming out, but I definitely do pick up some new ones. If something looks cool, I'll grab an issue here and there.
So yeah, and do you draw inspiration from that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What would you say you draw more inspiration from, since you're a vast artist of such?
Uh, like just like in the world in general,
Yeah.
like what I draw inspiration from.
Yeah.
Anything. People I meet, movies I watch, comics I read.
Mhm.
Trash on the street that I find.
No, yeah, because I've read some of your stuff, and some of your stuff goes pretty deep. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah, the one with the little ghost. What are you holding there? That's life or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Life drawing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like life philosophy depending on the book. It's really like whatever I'm thinking about heavily, and that can be like anything that's influenced me, like something traumatic that's happened in my life, or something that I thought was really cool that I saw in a movie, and I was like, I want to try like what I can do with that, or like see what I can do with that kind of thing.
So, yeah, and that's where I got that question from, because that seems like it was a pretty deep thing to be thinking about while you're drawing it. As simple as that drawing was and stuff like that, the meaning behind it was pretty big.
Yeah. So like we're talking about life drawing, which is a free comic that I put online, but it's also part of an anthology called Point of View, which is an anthology that was printed by Cowhouse Press back in like 2017. But that story in particular is about like my philosophies for life and getting where you want to be. The pitch I always give to people when I have that book at my table is this is about deciding where you want to be in the universe and then how to get there. So like, I have some deep thoughts. I have some philosophical, theoretical thoughts, and then like I also draw a comic about a mouse beating the shit out of other mice,
doing other mice,
and doing he gets his.
I know. I actually have that first the tiny one you made.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Number one. I don't have any 2, 3, 4, or 5 or 6, but I got number 1.
Cool. Yeah, that's super rare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember how many of those I printed and folded up, but eventually I'm gonna have an anthology where it collects all of them, including the zines.
Okay.
The way I'll format it will be a little different because like the one page, one panel thing doesn't quite work on a full size comic,
Right.
but it'll be in there. And it'll be like the collected saga of Dark Mouse so far. But yeah, that first one is For anybody listening that is not familiar with a fold-up zine, it's basically a 8.5 by 11 sheet of copy paper that you cut and fold up into a tiny book. It ends up being like 6 pages, counting the covers, and you can tell a very brief story in that. And in that comic, Dark Mouse wakes up in Vegas. He's already in the middle of a bender, and then he goes to a bar, gets into a fight, has a three-way, and then just like wakes up feeling like a drunk badass again. It's very
it's 6 panels too, by the way. It's 6 pages. I mean, little pages, and
right.
There's a lot going on in those 6 pages.
Yeah, you gotta really like. There's not a lot of real estate there. You gotta like really pack it in.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And is that gonna be the one you're translating into the bigger book that you're gonna bring out?
Eventually, yeah. And that's not the. Are you talking about the Kickstarter book?
Yeah.
No. So the Kickstarter book is a little different. I know that a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people who have read Dark Mouse before like, are waiting for that like continued story. And I have it written. I have that what I would call the script. It hasn't been drawn yet, but that'll be the next full Dark Mouse book that I do. The one that I just did the Kickstarter for, that you guys supported, thank you, is called Dark Mouse: The Climb and Other Tales. It's 3 random stories of Dark Mouse. The way I'm treating him as a character in general is the way that I like to call him my Hellboy, the way Mike Mignola did, just random Hellboy stories like, oh, this is him, and fighting luchadors, and this is him in Japan with these headless demons, vampires, just like all these random stories. Like I have the chronological order in my head, but I also like want to play with him in different genres and arenas before I put that all in order. Just because that's how my brain works. It's not super easy to follow if you're not in my brain, but each story is hopefully entertaining for people.
It actually sounds very meticulous when it comes down to it. You have it set in your way you want it, but you're still open to free forming it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it, I don't know if it's limiting me or like making me be creative or both of those, but yeah, that's how it's playing out. And so like that anthology that I just got my printer for, I was telling you guys before this, like I'm going to go see the proof or go pick up the proof in 2 days. And I'm going to hopefully get that book finally printed. The deadline for the Kickstarter for shipments was September, so I'm still in the clear on that, and I wanted to have a lot of time just to make sure that I had, just in case anything went wrong, and sure enough something went wrong. But anyways, that story or that book is a collection of 3 different random stories. There's one about him climbing a mountain while he was still an official officer of the law, and that you can read more once you have the book.
That's like a prequel then, huh?
Pretty much. So like the general arc of Dark Mouse, just for people, is that, and you can read a lot of these free comics and find out all this on your own. Go to idraw.com to do so. But the history of Dark Mouse is that he was a cop. He's no longer a cop, but he's still like Dirty Harry doing his own rogue thing, doing his own vigilante thing. So that's what that story is. He's climbing a mountain. It's called The Climb, and he's a cop at that point. Next 2 stories, it's not clear where in his history it is. No, I'm sorry. The next one, he is a cop, and then the third one, he's no longer a cop. But the next one is one night when he goes to a domestic disturbance based on an actual crime report, like an LA police report that you can, because they're public record, you can look them up online and you can read about them. So I was found that story or found that report, and I made a story out of it. So he's an officer and he gets called to that scene. You can read that and find out what happens. And then there's a third one after he's a cop. Him playing the role of an officer is not crucial to this. Again, it's just kind of like 3 random stories that I thought were fun, and I put them together and made this book. The last one is really just him fighting a bunch of ninja mice. And it's fun. I liked it. So hopefully other people like it.
Yeah, fighting a bunch of ninja mice. I love that. Yeah. Well, I was about to say, actually, I was reading Punisher not that long ago. There's a scene where he's just fighting a bunch of ninjas, the hand ninjas. So I mean, Batman fights a bunch of hand ninjas. That's just always a great trope.
Yep. Ninja Turtles fighting the foot soldiers, Daredevil fighting the hand. Yeah, it's not original.
It's no, but that's, like I said, it's one of my favorites.
Same. Uma Thurman fighting the crazy 88.
Yeah.
That shit looks cool and it's fun and it's fun to draw. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's fun to read.
It's one of those like, oh, the odds are against this person. How are they going to get out of this? We know they're going to get out of this because, they're the protagonist.
Right.
But how are they going to get out of this?
Yeah.
How many limbs are going to go out there?
Right. And like how cool are they going to look doing it?
Yeah.
In a visual medium that's sometimes crucial, if not all the time.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Yeah, I don't know if that answered the question, but yeah, that's the next Dark Mouse book that's coming out.
The ninja one? Or no, that's how it ends, right?
Yeah, well, that's one of the stories in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Dark Mouse: The Climb and Other Tales is the book that was just the Kickstarter or successfully funded on Kickstarter, and it includes a story called The Climb. It includes a story called Officer Involved Shooting, and it includes a story called Samurai Slapstick.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I remember the Kickstarter. Did you finish all the push-ups?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you bet.
I was worried about that because towards the end, I was like, dude, that it's over 500 push-ups now he's been doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, how were your arms?
They were really the worst on the first 2 days.
Okay.
Because so for people that don't know, on social media, I just as a way of creating a spectacle, I posted that on the first day of the Kickstarter, if you contributed, I would do a push-up for every $1 that was pledged, and I did we earned something like $1,900 and change that first day. So I ended up doing, I think I tapped out that first day at like 350 push-ups ish. I don't really remember, but it was around there. And so like for about 2 days, I couldn't do any more push-ups. And then after that, I was trying to do at least like 50 a day, and I really procrastinated on it. But like towards the end, I was doing maybe like 200 to 150 a day just to like make sure I got to it. And then like I finished a day early. So
okay.
I did 1,900 and change push-ups over the course of 5 weeks, which is plenty of time to do that.
Okay.
But it was a lot of push-ups.
Because the last I checked was like 500 and something, and then you did have a stop right after like 500 or something. Like that.
I definitely took a break and just like was just really worried about like funding the Kickstarter,
yeah.
which is like the primary thing. The push-ups is like, hey, look at this idiot, like he's doing something weird. Let's go look at that, which is what you want. You want eyeballs on your product, and that was a way to get eyeballs on it. So that's what I was doing, and yes, I finished the push-ups.
That's all I wanted to know, really.
Long-winded answer.
No, but that was really daunting at first. I mean, the fact that you actually had to start the Kickstarter for this, wasn't it? I mean, have you ever done that before?
The Kickstarter?
Yeah.
No, I'd never done any kind of crowdfunding anything. I've seen it. I've known about it, for like 10 years, and you're always like, man, I should do that thing, and then life happens and stuff gets away from you. And if you're not really working towards something, you're not going to get it. So like I haven't. I knew that at some point I would be printing another book. Like the last book that I printed myself was 2016. That was all self-funded. In 2017, Cowhouse Press printed the Point of View book, which is that existential philosophy book. And so like that one I didn't have to worry about it. But then like from 2018 to 2020, there was just like personal stuff going on that didn't really give me the time or space to focus on that. So I didn't print anything there. Then the pandemic happened, and life just gets in the way. And like finally, I was at a point this year, or really at the end of last year, was like, oh wow, I have like some breathing room. I'm gonna finish this book that I've been working on, or finish these several Dark Mouse stories that I've been working on, and then I'll just put those together and call them a book. And oh hey, then I'll have a book done, and then I can run a Kickstarter. Let's try that out. And I did it and was successful. And I'll do another crowdfunding campaign. I've actually already set up one. It's on a website called Crowdfunder. No E in that. It's just crowdfunder.com, fundr.com, and you go to that website. You can look up Dark Mouse. There's a subscription page where you can just click here to follow the campaign. I'm not going to launch that because I still haven't filled the rewards from this campaign. But I wanted to stake a claim on that page or on that website because they just launched that website too. I kind of wanted that experience of like, oh hey, cool. Like I was in on the ground floor of that when that thing launched. I didn't have my ducks in a row to get the campaign launched yet, but it is what it is. And so that's the next campaign will be on that one, and then the book after that will be the collected proper Dark Mouse chronological story that you and a couple of buddies are just like, when are you gonna finish the Dark Mouse book, man? Like, I'm like, I will do it. It's written. I just need to draw it, but just like I want to play with him and these like ninja mice over here first. And trust me, you're gonna like that too. And so it's gonna happen. I have plans because I've already got the next campaign set up, so it's all moving forward.
I mean, you mentioned that you had some personal issues. How does one get past that? How does one get back into it?
You got me, man. Like, everybody's different. For me, it's like just being able to organize myself to a point where, like, oh, I don't need to work on any repairs on my house right now, or I don't. There's no other deadlines really that I have to work on at that point.
These are all personal deadlines, right? These are all like stuff you need to take care of before you can actually start drawing, or you can actually continue with
with
the fun stuff.
Yeah, and that's like that's subjective or like respective to an individual as well, because like I could let some things go and then like my wife would hate me like there would be like something breaking at my house, or like if I don't maybe I don't want to take care of I don't know, pick a personal property product. Like, I don't want to work on the car right now. And I'll just go draw comics. But if I don't do that, then I can't get to work, or like whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there are
priorities. The priorities.
Yeah. Like, you have personal responsibilities that you got to take care of sometimes. And that's a respective or subjective thing, because there are other people who might be in position to say like, yeah, I don't need to take care of that thing right now. I'm gonna go draw comics and like or make a movie or make a music video, or like do the thing that they want to do. And you can do it, great. I always need to. That's just how I operate, and like maybe I am doing everything that I possibly could, but I'm always gonna feel like I'm not. Like I'm always gonna want to be doing other stuff. So like as far as like getting past the personal problems, it's just this getting to a point where you can be okay with life as it is and work on your thing. Hopefully your life isn't awful. Like I like to say that I have all first world problems. Everybody's got their things. At any given point, your family has things going on because that's life, and you have things going on because that's life. And you just find the time, or make the time, and then you can hopefully practice your craft. I don't like to, but I normally end up working on drawings and art and comics right around 8 p.m. or later. I'm up till, depending on how disciplined I want to be, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Some nights I'll finish at like at 11 p.m. I'll say like, okay, I just want to finish this section of whatever I'm working on. If it's a comic page, I'm just going to color this page. All right, cool. It's 11 o'clock. Hey, I might get 8 hours of sleep. Cool. If it's other days, I might just keep going until like I feel like I've made enough progress, or until I'm falling asleep at the desk. And it's it's really just like,
you have a lot of discipline.
Do I?
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. It sounds like you take your priorities beforehand. When you're drawing for yourself, you know what you're gonna do. You're gonna say, do this till this time. If you get tired, forget about it. There's some people that continue drawing and be falling asleep at the table.
Sure.
And make mistakes left and right.
Yeah, well, I guess what I'm saying is like how I would like it to go most of the time, but it doesn't always go according to plan.
Okay.
So like.
Oh, you are flawed, huh?
Yeah. Turns out I'm human. Turns out, yeah, man.
Cool.
But yeah, try and stay organized. As somebody in my day job told me recently, being organized is a rare and valuable skill. And I was like, I never really thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of right. And like there were some things that I was organized at in life, and then I was like, what if I apply this practice to like other, and just like it's made a lot of stuff fall into place. Like I still I'm still human. I still make mistakes, but being organized is a real art, and it's helpful.
Yeah, no, for sure. because some people just can't. This morning, I forgot to post something yesterday for the actual thing, and I'm like, I should be more organized. I was telling him this morning,
Sure.
But then I was like, because I've been doing it every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays is my posting days, and all of a sudden I missed a Tuesday, and then he's like, oh, you're just human.
Right.
He just told me that. I'm like, yeah, I guess, but do I have to be?
Right. Yeah. And like you say, you should be more organized. But like, I'm coming in here, you got 3 mics, you got all the hookups, you got multiple electronic devices to like run this. You seem pretty organized.
I try to be.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's a facade. It also is a facade. I try to be.
I don't think it's a facade. I think you're doing it. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. Sometimes I know that I don't give myself enough credit. Let's all just take a moment to pat each other, pat ourselves on the back. Like, hey, good job. This guy runs a comic book store, and he has for a few years now.
Every day here.
Yeah.
Every day. Yeah.
Except for Monday.
Except for Monday.
That's like the first one he's taken in
4th of July, Captain America's birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for you.
Exactly.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, take a load off.
There you go. We're done.
Good work.
Good work, you guys.
We're back.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So for anyone listening to those commercials,
Yeah.
do you have ads? Do you have the?
No, I don't. This is all. No adless.
Can we record like fake ads?
If you want, go ahead.
And then like
put
insert them. Should have thought about this ahead of time.
Yeah. I have no sponsors.
Yeah. So we'll do some fake ones. There's always not there's always, but there used to be those ads in comic books about
the Atlas bodies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Charles
Atlas.
And whenever I used to go to, not every time, but like one of the times I used to go to Meltology, which is this zine making workshop that used to be at Meltdown Comics, somebody would make the joke about like putting in an ad for not at the Atlas body, but for like, hey, do you need somebody to kick over your sandcastle? And like, call up Johnny Straw, or like whatever the guy's name was.
Yeah.
Hit the table. But man, that shit was so funny. Like, why would there be an ad for the dude to do that? Makes sense. He's like, it's like that Futurama joke where sir, I don't think you get this. Like, just I'm gonna come over here. You act like you. I'm gonna make you look like a hero, and then you slide me $50.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna kick over your sandcastle.
Yeah, we actually did a similar one for like some magazine.
Oh, okay.
But it was an anti-bully one.
Yeah.
Like the guy gets all pumped up and everything and comes back and beats up the guy that was beating him up.
Oh my god.
But at the end where there was like, hey, why are you doing that? Why are you being a bully?
Yeah.
So,
right. Like you became the enemy.
Yeah.
You became the villain.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a trope, but it's a one everyone can relate to.
You have to be careful with stuff like that because the Charles Atlas Company, they would sue people that did parodies of that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like but you can get away with like one-time parody rights too.
Yeah, so. But the people like the biggest one was Grant Morrison, Flex Metallo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He basically in the pitch was like, this is the skinny guy who got buff,
right?
And he became a superhero.
That's amazing.
And the Charles Atlas Company like sued, and that for the longest time those books were really rare because they couldn't collect it.
Sure. They pulled them off the shelf.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, Flex Metallo. Dude's working out.
He flexes and makes things happen.
Yeah. That's my favorite comic, man. That comic is so fun.
Is it really?
Did you ever read it?
No.
So basically he's a guy who he's super buff. But he's so buff that like depending on what muscle he flexes, he can do shit. Like he gets like slow down time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He was like that.
He's got like cosmic powers in his muscles.
Yeah.
That's so rad.
If he goes like that, it's like something speeds up time.
Yeah.
And
there was like the biggest thing is that like he'll do a pose.
Yeah.
And his fucking logo like appears over his head.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The company of at Charles Atlas, that company like suing people to get them to stop making fun of them is like fucking the archetype of a bully. Like they don't want to get made fun of because they're so used to making fun of other people.
Yeah.
Like that's like oh yeah, we can make fun of you, but you can't make fun of us because we can't take a joke. Like,
well, and it was crazy because recently I discovered Charles Atlas tried to make his own comic book.
That makes sense.
And
Oh, that'd be cool.
No, he made his own comic
Yeah,
book.
he made his own comic book, but what happened was the company went out of business.
Yeah.
The printing company Charles Atlas?
No, the printing company.
Okay.
And the printing company gets owned the rights or whatever.
Wow. And so he couldn't do it anymore?
And it was even weirder is that this other printing company, like years later, just bought up the assets of this printing company. They
including that contract.
No, not even the contract. The freaking printing plates.
Oh wow!
And they were just like, "What is this?" And they just printed it.
Really?
Yeah.
So got nothing better to do. Throw it on the machine.
And this comic is now public domain, so anyone can use it.
Dope.
And the concept is so weird. It's basically called Atlas, the mightiest mortal. And it's basically that ad.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is it's like a skinny kid. It's this girl he likes, and he walks her home, and these thugs like beat him up.
Sure.
And she has to save him, and she's like, I can't be with a guy that can't protect me, right?
Right.
Gets on the catalog.
Yeah. So no. Worse, he goes home, and then the actual god Atlas appears.
Right.
And is like, I'm gonna help you, and he gives him this scroll, and it's just a bunch of exercises.
That's
kind
of exactly what you would expect.
And so he goes away for a month. That's it, for a month, and he's exercising the whole time.
It's all one big ad.
Yeah.
It's all one big ad.
And he comes back like super buff, and he's just like the strongest man on earth.
Wow.
It's One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah.
The mightiest mortal.
Mm.
I still haven't seen all of One Punch Man. I started with it's only one season, right?
2 now, I think.
2? Oh
yeah.
Man, I gotta.
But the first season's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. The second one, it's like, all right, it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I watched the first episode and then just didn't continue.
Yeah.
I need to though.
Yeah.
Because the first one was pretty good.
And then when you get into his origin, it's pretty much it. He just did 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every day.
That's so silly.
Yeah.
Is that really his origin?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and because he did worked out so much, he lost his hair.
Good.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the way I am,
Yeah, super ripped and bald. Yeah. That's my understanding of how the physics work as well.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I was
talking
about.
Look at The Rock.
Right. Exactly.
That guy's shredded, so it makes sense.
Dwayne, what did you do? Made a deal with Atlas.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so weird, man. It's so weird because we should watch like a short little documentary about this whole thing, the Charles Atlas.
Sure.
But they showed pictures of him in the studio, and he was an older guy at this point. He was already like in his 70s.
Oh wow.
And they showed him, and he was in a suit and tie.
Yeah.
And he would take the jacket off, and it was like a sleeveless shirt.
Good.
Because he just had these huge arms.
Wait. He had the button up shirt and the tie, but the button up shirt didn't have sleeves.
Yeah.
Man.
I own a couple of shirts like that.
I mean,
I made them, but
Yeah, like
that's different, right?
That's different. Yeah, like Charles Atlas really is the guy from the ad.
Yeah. Because dude was like old, like he had like white hair, but he was super ripped.
Man, like he seems like the guy from the ad. He seems like that character.
Yeah.
And the ad is about him, and the comic is about him. But also, like at that point, is he not just playing the character? At that point? At what point did true life become the art, or which way did that go?
I'm pretty sure his name wasn't really Charles Atlas.
Sure. But I mean, like Cruz wearing the sleeveless shirt with the tie is one thing. But this old guy who has built his career on, being a muscle mascot is dressed like the mascot. Like, is he at that point just the mascot, or like does he really feel like is he insecure and he needs to like work out, or like what's behind it all?
It's like Jim Varney wearing the Ernest gear at all times.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Well, it's kind of like the luchadors too, right? Like they're always in that character, right?
Sure. That's another thing.
Sure.
But they also wear a suit. They can alternate at least the bottom part.
Yeah.
But they're always wearing
the to the point where like when they get buried in that shit, that's a little hardcore.
Yeah.
Right. And no, I don't know if it's no disrespect to Charles Atlas, but like it's very, very interesting. So I might look up this documentary later.
It was fun. It was interesting, man. I was just like, because I always do it from that ad.
Right.
Because I've never seen one of those books, like those books that you have to order. Like
it's a pamphlet.
Yeah.
It's a little flimsy. It's a little flimsy pamphlet. It's like $10 or what it was. Yeah. And it's. Wow. And it's 18 exercises you have to do every day, and it comes with like a little guide of what you should be eating or drinking and stuff like that at the end.
But like think about that, because like he's doing like what's he doing? He's printing on paper and selling that piece of paper. He's making comics.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, he just happens to be a ripped dude, and he's like, you know what? All these nerds need to get ripped, otherwise they're gonna get their sandcastles kicked over. That's what I used to do, or what used to happen to me. And then like he started printing a comic, and he would advertise it in comics. And
he was doing us a favor. We didn't even.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He's like, why don't they know I'm one of them? I better make my own comic. And then he made the Charles Atlas comic.
Yeah.
See?
Holy Toledo.
It's tragic.
Yeah.
That poor nerd. That poor muscly nerd.
No, yeah. And I mean, speaking from experience, when I was in high school and stuff, I was kind of not ripped, but I wasn't fat or I wasn't skinny, Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I would read comics. Mm-hmm. So it just made sense that, to me, that Charles Atlas thing was like, yeah, why aren't more nerds, loosely, and getting ripped, getting shredded, Sure. They got the time. They obviously have enough time to be reading these books. Yeah.
That's that whole, it goes back to prioritizing. What do you want to spend your time doing?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, there we go. Full circle, half circle.
What's funny too, you think about it, there are comic artists that are.
Oh, sure.
Like with Great Capullo.
Capullo, yeah.
Capullo, David Mack.
Yeah.
Dude. There's some muscly dudes.
Have you seen David Mack's arms?
Yes. Yeah, I remember you've seen the post that he made of like jumping over some dude at the convention.
Yeah.
Just like, I was like, wow, that's ballsy. Like I can think like maybe I would do that 10 years ago, but like today I was like, man, I might eat shit. Like I don't want to lose my teeth and have to get that phone call. Nathaniel, where are you? Like, I'm in the hospital. What happened? Oh, I lost a couple teeth. What did you get in a fight? No.
Trying to jump over some dude.
Right. We were having a jumping contest. You're 36 years old.
Yeah, as time goes by, you kind of start thinking about stuff like that.
Right. You start like thinking about self-preservation, and then you're like, oh man, is it really that? Am I really that far gone? I should get a Charles Atlas guide and start turning this ship around.
See, I think that's the YouTube channel. We can get the Charles Atlas guide,
and
we go 30 days.
Let's
see what happens.
That's got to exist.
Right.
That's got to exist.
Yeah.
But I am down.
Right.
I am 100%. I've done, I did Kickstarter push-ups. Yeah. I'm down for this.
Yeah.
Charles Atlas. We tried, that's all it is. We tried the Charles Atlas workout.
There it is, the Charles Atlas challenge, right?
Oh, there you go.
There it is, right?
Oh.
I'll be Googling this later.
Yeah, get on TikTok and do this. I'm going to do the same.
Yeah.
I'm down. So you guys want to do this sort of it's like a shop thing at some point in the future? I'm down.
We got the space.
And at the end, we all just have the sleeveless shirts with the ties, right?
Yes.
Too bad Charles Atlas isn't alive to see this.
Oh, man. Look, he inspired us. We were talking shit 10 minutes ago, but now that's full circle right there.
Yep.
We convinced ourselves. Thanks, Chuck.
And we go to the beach and we kick sandcastles.
Oh, yes.
Man, that's a dream.
I'm in.
I'm just saying.
We become the bullies. We become what we hated.
I will live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Exactly. Yeah, oh boy, yeah.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
This took a weird turn.
I know.
I didn't expect it. Yeah, but I'm in. Like I'm on board.
Well, I mean,
you could have a sign up sheet in the shops that like your customers could join in, or just put it on the marker board to see where we're at and
get little stars so every day we do it.
They're like, do you get bullied? Right?
Oh man,
are your sandcastles in jeopardy?
These three guys, are your sandcastles in jeopardy? These three guys kept getting their sandcastles kicked over. So now you can watch them on YouTube every week to sit and follow their progress.
Mm-hmm. To the point where they can kick your sandcastles.
Literally tens of people would watch this.
See, it's funny because I feel like if you're in the comics, you might not know the name Charles Atlas, but you know those ads.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Everybody knows those ads.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't, before you said it, I wouldn't have been able to name Charles Atlas, but I knew the ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, people getting their sandcastles. I've been seeing that since I was 10 and just assuming that was something that was happening out in the world. Like, oh, I don't want to go to the beach. I'm going to get my sandcastle kicked over.
Right. What was that? And the X-ray goggles or the mini catalog in the back as well?
I bought a book recently. It's called the American Grit. That's what it's called.
What?
Like all that weird shit you order in the back of the comic book. It's called Grit.
It has a name?
I don't know why, but that's what it's called. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
And I bought a book, and it was talking about that. And then there's some crazy shit, man. You could buy a cardboard submarine.
Functioning submarine?
No,
cardboard. Yeah.
But like the picture
for about 10 seconds, it's gonna function.
But the picture, like, this is kind of cool. Like it's just a bunch of boxes in the shape of a submarine. But I was like, they show kids inside of it.
And you know what's the thing is? They probably don't give you the cardboard boxes. You have to go out and get them. You know, it's just the instructions. Yeah. If it's cost you $1.99, it's probably just the instructions for that.
Man, I feel like they would have sprung for the cardboard, but like I like your business model.
Just like, go find some.
Yeah, exactly. Fold up that sheet of copy paper, put it in a letter, and mail it off. Yeah. There you go. That's how you do it.
And $10.
And like really, that's like a business model that people still follow. Like, you can go on Etsy and get instructions for origami, like anything.
Yeah. Or right now they sell the instructions for 3D printing.
Yep.
You know, $25 or something, and you get yourself something that you can print on.
Yep. Yeah. Like we'll tell you how to build a business, and like those people, same thing. Yeah. They're printing and selling paper with ink on it.
Oh, dude, even worse. Like they'll send you like a PDF or something now.
Like, sure.
Yeah.
It's digital book.
Same price as a regular book.
Yeah. Like it's weird, man.
It's the business model of the future.
I'm bring the grit back now.
I want my X-ray specs.
Yeah. We'll send you instructions on how to build X-ray specs.
See, done. Sold. $1.99. Here you go.
That's a comic.
There you go.
My favorite was because it always showed like the lady in the lingerie, and you're seeing right through her, and I'm like, oh, that's gotta be awesome. I ordered it. It's just the glasses with a little hole in the middle, and that was it.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
It's like that weird film, right? It's like a weird.
It's not even film. It was just a piece of cardboard. Again, more paper printed. It said X-ray in it, and it had a little swirl in it, and had a hole in the middle so you can see through it, and that was it.
I remember seeing videos or seeing those in movies or in a comedy show.
Yeah.
And like thinking like, oh, that's funny. That's probably what you get when you order it from a comic, and it was.
It was.
That's you solved that riddle that I've kept in my brain for 20 years.
I ordered that. I ordered the rubber chicken. I ordered the electric joy buzzer, which wasn't electric.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Man, I never actually like went through with like any like subscribing to anything or anything like that. Like I think like my godparents subscribed to Wizard magazine for me, but like I remember looking at like the Marvel Comics subscription pages that you could tear out and ruin your comic, but like use that to order more comics. And I was like, man, like what would I would get the Silver Surfer, I would get Spider-Man, maybe this X-Men, not that one, that one's trash, like whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what those were, probably like Gambit. But
and they're like $2 each or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like
you're saving 25% or something.
Right, yeah. But if you order all 12, like, whoa, and then I'll get a comic every month.
Right.
I won't have to go to the grocery store and look on the spinner rack.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite was like, especially like in late 80s, early 90s, there would be ads for stores.
Sure.
And then they'd be like, this is what we have. And there's a giant list.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, shit, this is good, right?
Yeah. Or like, you just went to Mile High Comics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That seemed like a really like lifelong thing and like kind of joyous.
It was definitely a lifelong. I mean, when I was a little kid, you saw the advertising in the back, and I would never thought I'm going to Denver and I'm gonna be at Mile High Comics. Like, why am I gonna be at Denver?
Right.
You know, luckily I have family there.
Nice.
You know, so when I went and visited, and you know what, I told them bye. I drove up early. Be right back. 3-hour drive. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm there.
Damn.
Yeah, worth it.
Good.
I spent half a day just going through those boxes. Like, I brought some book comics for him. I brought some comics for other friends. I just ended up with a big stack of books. Yeah.
Good. Did you drive out there or do you fly?
I flew out there.
Okay.
And then I stayed with family, and then I rented a car, so I was able to go back and forth.
Cool.
And then I actually drove all the way back to LA.
Sure.
You know, that was an experience in itself.
Yep.
But once I was in Mile High, I was gonna get a few. Then one of the main guys was there, and I was like, I know this guy, I recognize him.
Oh wow!
You know, and he goes, oh, just to let you know, it was a holiday weekend, so hey, they're 60% off. And I was like, let me get some more.
That stack grew.
Yeah, very much. It went from like maybe a $20 stack to like an $80 stack.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, we went to Colorado. Actually, we went to Denver.
Also, did you go to Mile?
2019. No, I didn't even go. Man. I was like Mile High was never like this mecca for me. Although like I know that it was to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And but for whatever reason, it never caught the appeal. Maybe it was like the Gopher logo or something.
Yeah.
Wait, is that them or is that Midtown? That's them, right?
Yep. Yeah. I've also been to Midtown.
Yeah, Midtown is New York, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that one, I don't know why that one, kind of like felt like a place to go for me. But like one of the times that I went to New York, I saw Midtown. I was like, "Holy shit, there it is!" And so like we went inside.
Yeah.
We like had a bunch of stuff to do that day. Like otherwise, I would have been there for hours too.
Yeah.
But just to see it, I was like, "Wow, this is cool."
Just to go upstairs and all that. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, it was I went to Denver for the Denver Zine Fest in 2019, and same thing. Saw some friends, saw the local sites. Like we went to Colorado Springs and different natural nature parks, short hikes, that kind of stuff. Real pretty place.
Yeah,
yeah. It was a cool spot.
As soon as you leave Denver, it gets green and it gets red.
Yep.
And there's colors I've never seen here in California before.
Right. Yeah, it's a very different landscape.
Yeah. And it's all white. It goes near Aspen.
Oh, cool.
You pass by that and it's just white.
Mm-hmm.
And like the big mountain's white. I was like, wow, am I going into like a snow area? And then as soon as I go over it, I'm like, oh, it's done. It's green again. You know? So yeah, it's beautiful. I liked it there. I liked it.
Good.
You know?
Had you seen that family like during the pandemic or anything?
No, I actually haven't seen that family like over 7 years or so.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's because they came down this way, you know, before that. And before that, maybe another 5 years before that.
Sure.
You know, it's my father's side of the family. So it's kind of, we really don't communicate as much as we used to.
Sure.
But I was able to get to, you know, hang out with them. And not just the main family, like the extended family was there too.
Cool.
You know, so that was a good part, you know. Unfortunately, they don't like comic books, or else I would have taken them with me. You know, let's go. Yeah,
you're the odd man out there.
Yeah, it's all right.
Wait. You're telling me there's people that don't like comics.
Well, I mean, keep in mind these people are like 2 times older than us, you know, and they didn't have comic books. They had libretas.
No,
you know, they had those romance novels. Oh yeah, in that case, my grandmother used to read those old romance novels. You know,
cool.
Those they were in brown tone. I don't know if you saw those before. Yeah. Those were my grandma's jams. Yeah.
Nice. They should still have any of those?
Probably not. You know, because once they moved from LA, they kind of left everything and just took off that way.
Yeah. And like the comics in general are non-archival, so like it's hard to keep stuff like that.
Yeah. Stacks and stacks.
Yeah.
You know.
It's difficult.
Yeah, what's that like, Pete?
I was looking your direction.
Keeping paper in a pristine condition.
That's the scariest part, man. People come in with like old stuff from like the 60s, and they're like, "Oh, it's pretty beat up." I'm just like, they weren't made to survive this.
Right.
You know, like this is the best condition they can be in.
Yeah. Like I have stuff. I've kept my comics in my garage, in a garage, in my parents' house, my current house, for 20 years ish, and I'm just like, now I'm just like thinking about it. I'm just like, man, those things are cooking every year. Just like they're gonna like turn to dust at some point. And like I used to be like, oh, I'm like these I don't care about, but these ones I want to keep them safe. And just like it's like, those are paper too. Yeah. That's I got like Spawn. One of my cousins just gave me just 5 years ago. Gave me like Spawn number 1 through 25. I was like, holy shit, man! Like I'll take them. And those are in the garage too. Yeah. Like, oh shit, this is not gonna go well.
Well, yeah, I have a basement, and I had all my long boxes in the basement, and then I would have that separate 3 long boxes in my room, which is the more stuff I want to keep safe, if you will. Sure. You know, that's what I would do.
That makes sense.
And then I got rid of most of that stuff, and then now that it's all in the room.
There you go. Yeah, I want to like do a purge like that at some point, and get that organized. The same thing, constantly organizing my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to. There are some that I want to preserve as much as possible.
Yeah.
Well, comic is the hardest thing to sort though, and organize, because.
Oh sure.
I always say we're gonna start, and then we start, and I'm like, oh, we have this cool. And I start reading.
Yeah. You
start finding all sorts of like gems and like.
The last time I organized my comics, it took me 3 months.
That's it's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Sounds about right.
Because I was doing that, and not just that, I did it chronologically by the order that I purchased them in.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it was like, did I buy this in? No. And then there was some like I couldn't go 1, 2, 3. I had to go 1, 2, 4, and 3 to be over here.
That the history of Cruz's purchases.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but no,
Did you succeed with it?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's how it is right now.
Wow.
But now I'm thinking I'm going back and going ABC order just so I can have more stability in my life. You know?
Right. Because like right now you're trying to look for like that Amazing Spider-Man comic. And it's like I could be here at the beginning.
Yeah. I have Supermans like that. It's like, oh, why is there like 500 missing or these missing? They're all the way in the end.
Yep. Thank you to our sponsor, Mignola's Cupcakes. If you want quality cupcakes, go to MikeMignolaCupcakes.com and get the tastiest cupcakes you've ever had. God damn it.
Now, where's my money?
They're sweet as hell, right?
Sweet as hell. Ooh, that's nice. Round of applause for that shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Try, man. Try.
Well, we did discuss advertising in
we did.
Basically a whole segment of that.
Good.
We did, yeah.
So,
if you want, man, we did at the Mythology zine. Like 1 year or 1 month, we did like a whole page of like fake ads. And, like I made one page and like I chopped it up into like 9 little sections, and I was like, all right, here's the first ad, and I just passed it around the group. And it wasn't like a long meeting because we would only be there for like 2 or 3 hours, but like. It was still like people filled up the page. They were just like, oh yeah, this is funny. And so somebody made something for Invisible Ink, which was also probably something you could order back in the day.
Yeah.
Somebody made like I don't remember, some like alien that had like an alien escort service, and so there was like this weird Cyclops tentacle monster and like XXX and like some fake phone number on there. I think we put the comic shop phone number.
That's funny.
I can't remember, but. Yeah, man. Fake ads are fun. I love that shit. Man. I love when they when Grindhouse first came out. They had those fake trailers, and then like Machete became a real movie.
Twice.
It became a movie twice. I never saw the sequel.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh man, the sequel is fun.
It looks fun. It looks fun. Jurassic Park sequels right now look fun.
Yeah. Okay.
They're basically Fast and Furious with dinosaurs. But
the only thing about that was that second one left me wanting the third one.
Yeah. The Machete?
In space.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Machete in space.
Yeah, because it opened as a fake trailer for the third one.
Yeah.
Right. Machete kills. Was that it? Okay, and then Machete, is it kills again? Or
kills again, and then
Machete in space?
Yeah.
Is it a 4 beat joke? I can't remember. But I remember hearing about Machete in space. And sure, man, if Danny Trejo wants to take a break from tacos and donuts, man. I would watch that movie
in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I mean that's all Robert Rodriguez, man. That dude, like, he gets creative. He like, I feel like that dude is like gets an idea. I want to make that movie. He just makes it. He doesn't ask questions. He just does it.
Shit, yeah. I mean, like Mariachi, Desperado. What's the kids?
Spy Kids.
Thank you. Spy Kids in 3D.
Yeah, and then talk about other end of the spectrum. Spy Kids for family and Mariachi for the adults.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was telling my wife the other day, like we were just talking about cartoons, kayfabe right now off mic, but I was telling her about it because like I'll watch it and she's in the room, and they're talking about right now, going to like all the little local neighborhood libraries that you see. And going in there and dropping off like extras of old comics that you don't want anymore, just donating it to the neighborhood so anybody can pick it up if they want. A lot of those libraries, I guess, have like little kids books, so like maybe that's a way to get like young readers. And I was telling my wife, I was like, wait a minute, I have a kids book. I have that like Shadow People book, and an AR book, which doesn't function anymore. But when it did, it was like, people kind of dug it. They had never seen that when I had it at my table. It was when AR was like
very innovative, dude, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
It's I saw somebody using AR once, and then I looked up if there was a free app. I was like, oh, I gotta get on this shit.
Yeah.
And I made a book about invisible friends called The Shadow People, and like that's another thing that I want to bring back. Like, but anyways, it's a kid's book, and like I could have something at my table that appeals to all ages, and I used to have Shadow People and Point of View, which is philosophical, and Dark Mouse books all on the same table. Right now I have no books. Soon I'll have Dark Mouse again, but
that's 3 different genres though. That's
three different genres, 3 very different age groups potentially. The philosophical stuff, it's not always young people who pick that up, but it's when they do, that's always a nice experience to find like a kindred spirit. There's been like people that show up that buy like multiples of that one because they're like, oh, I want to give it to my friends because they make music or whatever, and they want to share that. So that's kind of nice to see. But yeah, that's I don't remember how we got on that. Kids books.
Kids books. Yeah. Donating.
Oh, donating game. So yeah, cartoons. Kayfabe is doing that. What other YouTube comics things do you guys watch that like I should be watching or that you want to share?
Well, since we watch a lot of comic TV, I guess you could call it, the Screen Crush.
Screen Crush?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, dude breaks down stuff, and it's pretty interesting.
He nitpicks, I guess, at it, and he goes, "Oh, this goes back to this. This could be this. This could be that." You know, it gives you stuff that you can. All right, maybe there's a point. Maybe
And is he looking at comics?
No, everything shows and stuff.
He's looking at the shows, the comic shows.
Oh, okay.
You know, like he did Moon Knight, and he broke it down, like, oh, that scarab is because of this, or this is, you know.
And he's like pointing out all the references to like the source material, that kind of thing.
Or potential material, or potential, you know.
Or like what this might be in the next episode.
And that gives you talking points, like when you go out with your friends and stuff like that. Oh, that could be a talking point.
Do homework.
Yeah. No.
I mean, cartoons Kayfabe, I think it's the better of all the shows because there's a lot of shows out there that do comics.
Yeah.
I tend to avoid, especially if you've seen the headline, they're like, oh, the worst issue of this, or like, you know, like, I don't know. It's just, when you go in negative, it's just like, it's not entertaining to me.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvel's fucking up.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
they're doing,
avoid, you know.
But that's all of them.
There's a lot,
Yeah.
There is a lot. There's a lot. It's not all of them, but there is a lot. Yeah. And like recently, like for better or worse, like I just, like you were, I appreciate you acknowledging that I was taking this break from social media. I still absolutely wanted to do this, but I had just been like seeing so many things that are just genuinely terrifying for me.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking stuff. For what it's worth, or for not for what it's worth. It's worth a lot. Abortion should be legal for anybody, any pregnant people that want or need an abortion should be able to get one wherever they are in the world.
We live in the future where we can do it safely.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and that's not a possibility for a lot of people now. It's tragic. So like I wanted to take a break from that, and just before that, I had been not seeking out YouTube videos, but like I would like look for cartoons Kayfabe, or this another great YouTube show is For the Love of Comics, which is this guy. He's does it on his own. Sometimes his wife is in the videos, but like he really thoughtfully critiques and constructively breaks down the comics as an art form, as storytelling. He talks about like the size and what ink that was used, and like how the storytelling progresses that particular sequence and that kind of thing. And it's not always like old books. It's a lot of stuff that's coming out today, and it's like anything from like mainstream stuff to typically independent stuff. Like getting the motorcycle, like you were saying, but. I had just been scrolling too long to find a video, and I started seeing the videos of just like, oh, Marvel's worst reviewed show yet, that kind of thing. And like one of the things that is consistent in these videos, and it's a real shame, is that like in the first 30 seconds to a minute, these people will say something like, this is the worst show, and I'm not going to watch, and I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to watch it, which automatically discredits you because you're talking about the show, but you haven't seen it, and you're not going to see it. And so like you're literally at that point judging a book by its cover. There's this video of a young woman. She's like gotta be a teenager or in her 20s, and she talks about like why she's not reading Marvel comics anymore. And she does the same thing, and it like just recently got like 2 million views. And like I feel like I'm doing a discredit to the medium because I'm talking about these videos right now, so I'm gonna stop. But like they're literally judging the medium, judging books by their covers, and I'm just like, you guys, I don't know if you know that you're doing this wrong. But like it's such a crazy phenomenon to see like the bubble that we all put ourselves in with algorithms, because like social media used to operate a certain way 10 years ago, at least, depending on what you read, which also might be an algorithm thing. Like whatever you interact with or engage with or click on or watch or tap on, you're gonna see more of that because the each one of these apps or AIs is designed to say like, oh, so and so tried that thing, they will like more of that thing.
Yeah.
So like they show you that thing, whatever it is. So now I'm seeing more of this shit on YouTube, and I'm just like, oh my god, I should never click play on these. I gotta start watching more other things. And same thing with the social media. Like I just keep seeing headlines that from like news stories that just like genuinely worry me for like the sake of like different people, and I'm just like, all right, man, I gotta just turn this off for a while. So I had to step away, and I don't remember how we got on this, but I wanna see more and make more positive things that are actually consuming the art and constructively talking about the art, because that's what you want. You wanna, if you want to have an opinion out in the world, fucking go have your opinion, but like do the research. Like if you want to talk shit about something, you can't talk shit about it if you didn't watch it, if you didn't read it. Like you want to contribute, okay, cool, do the work and then come back and connect.
Well, now on Twitter, if you want to reshare something, hey, do you want to read the article first before
Yes, I love that. When I saw that prompt the other day, thanks for reminding me of that. I don't remember what I wanted to repost, but it said like, hey, did you read this yet? And I was like, oh my god, you're right, I didn't. And then I opened it up and I read it. I was like, wow, thanks, robot. Like you're doing the good work.
You know what's funny though? Sometimes those algorithms are too sensitive though. Because someone sent me a meme. It was like the Simpsons when they're making the Radioactive Man movie.
Yeah.
And like the goggles and they do nothing, right?
Yeah.
I did.
And it was like a meme, and I was going to share it, and before it let me share it, it was like, here's some COVID-19 information.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, why?
It was talking about the goggles.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was talking about the safety equipment that you can use to help prevent the spread of COVID.
Jeez. And I was like, that's hilarious. Like it's so like sensitive.
Yeah, those robots are looking for stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're censoring stuff that they shouldn't be, which is a bummer, but that's how it is at the beginning of all technology.
And that's why I try not to follow those negative nor news or anything like that. I'm doing like wholesome memes. I follow that, trying to do the positive stuff.
Wholesome memes. I love that. I didn't know that was a thing. I gotta look that.
Oh yeah, you want some puppy memes? You want some kitty memes? Go to wholesome memes.
My Instagram Explore page is almost, and like I've started getting back on to Instagram a little bit. Like I'll open it up for a minute, like some things, and then put it down.
Okay.
But my Explore page is almost exclusively the still images. There's plenty of still images, and it's all like comics related stuff, like some memes, some like artist process pics. But, like all the videos are almost exclusively now like puppy videos. They got videos, and just like, oh man, like this is that's I like this algorithm better. This is it feels like a safe space. I hope I'm not like numbing myself to the world. So like I still listen to like proper news shows in the morning sometimes, but because I gotta know what's going on. But like that's what my Instagram Explore page looks like.
Or do what I do. I have one where I do that, and I have the other one where it's the more the news, Channel 7, local news, local street news, and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, you have I keep hitting the table. You have the ComiCentric podcast page, and then you have, is it a personal page?
Yeah, it's the Rock and Roll.
Okay, cool.
And that's more of a personal one, and that's where I'll check out like the local stuff and stuff like that. I try to keep that locally, whatever's happening in San Gabriel, Los Angeles, stuff like that.
Nice. What's can I ask what the Rock and Roll reference is? Because it's spelled RAWK.
Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
It says, ever seen the cartoon back like in the 70s? There's a cartoon called Rock and Roll.
No.
Rule. It's RULE.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was also it had that 70s style. I forgot who did the music on it, but it was a big band that did the music on it.
Oh, cool.
I was a big fan of that, and I kind of just took it and put Rock, RAWK.
Gotcha.
Rule.
In case they bring that back and they try and reboot it. Yeah. You got that page.
Yeah, I got that locked down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. They're gonna pay you for that.
Yeah, and that's why the Rock comes from the cruise rock.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. That same thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It was good. I want to remember who did it, and right now I'm drawing blanks.
Okay, that's cool.
It's good.
I can Google it.
Yeah. Rock and Roll.
Cool.
That's awesome.
So, do you think? Okay, we're talking about these people. They say they've never read it, but they're not going to read it. And then
we went back.
Yeah. But do you think it's like that's on purpose? Like, do you think this like negativity is easy to get attention?
Some of them, absolutely.
Yeah, negativity will get you the clicks.
Yeah.
I don't understand why these people say, "Oh, positive," all of a sudden are clicking on all this negative stuff. You know, and they tell me, "Oh, the world would be such a better place." Then why are you clicking on that? Then why are you showing me these videos of people getting shot? You know, the bombs are hitting it, and I'm like, I get it, it's happening, and we have to acknowledge that it's happening. But at the same time, why are you sending me 10 of those videos?
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. Just like, hey, acknowledge there's a problem, and if you can, try and help resolve it.
Yeah.
Spread the word, create awareness, do what you can.
Yeah, but at the same time, don't oversaturate.
Don't don't complain about something and not try and don't complain about something that you haven't watched or read.
Yeah, I can't really comment on the war that's going over there. I know very little of what's going on. You know, I know that people's privileges are being taken away. People just want to step on other people. But besides that, I don't know the real politics behind it. So I really, be like, war is bad. That's as far as I'm going to go.
Right. Yeah, I am not the most well-read individual and the most politically savvy individual. I just know that like I don't want somebody telling me what to do with my body, and I don't think that other people should be able to do that to others as well.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, the thing is, nowadays it's safe. Back then, I understand maybe it wasn't safe to do it.
Sure.
You know, maybe there was a clause back in 1702, whatever it was, but now it's safe. It's something we can get away with and not do any harm to the person. That's psychological. That's a whole different thing. But now we have more mental health facilities and stuff like that. We have people that can help you out with that.
There's a lot of resources in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would want to limit people on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
But anyways, we're here to talk about
positive.
Yeah. So sorry.
Well, no, this is again, this is escapism. It's just probably in the wrong direction.
Going back to the positivity, I remember we should actually do a thing with a friend. We would review comics, and every time before we started, I would always say like, don't ever say a comic's bad.
Sure.
Because I feel like 90% of the time it's not bad. It's just not for you.
Yep.
And that's my thing. That's why they get these people that go crazy over like Star Wars.
Sure.
And they hate Star Wars movies. And then like at the end of the day, like I got in a discussion with someone. I said, really, Star Wars, the movies, they're kids movies.
Yeah.
Like really, and so like,
all of them.
Yeah, and so it's just like you just it's not for you anymore because you're not a kid anymore.
Yeah. Where's that meme I saw? I don't remember, but there was like somebody posted. There's this meme of this exchange where somebody's complaining about Star Wars and saying that, like making some critique, like, "Oh, what's next? No taxation without representation." And then like the response is immediately like somebody's like, "Bro," and they send him a screenshot of like the title scroll and like a Phantom Menace, because in there they're talking about the Republic or whoever was taxing people too much. And it's like that's literally what one of the movies is based on.
It starts off with them, going to figure that out.
Right.
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are going to go figure that out.
Starts with a diplomatic mission.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
We send a couple Jedi too.
Right. Yeah. couple of peace hippies.
Yeah.
And their space religion.
And their fucking laser swords.
Right. Laser swords in case stuff gets out of hand. Yeah. And like they never shoot first.
No.
It's always self-defense. So there you go. What are you guys reading right now? What comics are you reading?
Oh, I read too much, man.
What's good that you?
What's good?
Or we won't say good or bad. But what's captivating you right now?
Dark Crisis.
Yeah,
Dark Crisis.
And it's a real throwback book, man. Like it feels like, because I started reading comics in the '90s.
Sure.
And it feels like they're representing that.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And it's really cool. Like it's one of those wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it essentially started as a 30th anniversary of the death of Superman.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk to you about this. Okay, go on.
And then it just kind of kept going, and then it just became this huge thing.
Yeah, and they killed the Justice League.
They killed the Justice League.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like the big three too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then it sets off this event. It's like affecting the whole universe, and it's pretty wild.
People losing hope. People are trying to get it back. People are trying to make new teams. They're just all over the place. Okay. Bad guys are good guys.
Who are the key villains here? Is that like Lex and Joker?
No, that's the best part, man. So basically, in the first issue, Deathstroke goes after the Titans
Okay.
And he brings everyone he can.
Everybody.
And he just lays waste to freaking Titan Tower and everyone.
Sure.
And in the narration, it's like he would never have done that before because he was afraid of the Justice League.
Sure.
And now it's like up for grabs.
Wow.
Yeah. Blows him up.
Who kills the Justice League in this?
Was it Pariah? So he's like this guy was going back to the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, like from the 80s.
Okay.
He was a crazy dude.
Yeah. So basically, his whole thing, he caused it.
Sure.
He built a machine to travel the multiverse. It backfired and started just erasing the multiverse.
Oh wow!
And so the monitors, they punished him by basically forcing him to watch universes die.
Oh weird!
Yeah,
and being more crazy as they.
Sure.
So if a universe is about to die, they send them there to witness it, and then they send them to the next one, and it's like torturing them.
Oh sure.
And so in this series, the Dark Universe basically talked to them and said, like, you need to rebuild your machine, and you need to wipe out the multiverse, and then you'll be fine. Like, like they can't punish you anymore
If they don't exist.
Yeah, if they don't exist. Right?
Wow. And then he does it.
He does it, but they just like stop him.
Oh.
But then in doing so, they get wiped out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And now he's walking around still being like all mopey and stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
Yeah.
And he's gonna rebuild it again.
Yeah, he's rebuilding it again.
The only way to kill them. This got us into this mess.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because I mean, DC's gotten criticized for this, but they've introduced like new versions of characters. So there's another Batman.
Okay.
It's like Lucius Fox's son.
Oh, cool.
And and there's a Brazilian Wonder Woman or Wonder Girl.
Yeah.
And they've been introducing these characters little by little. In issue 1 of Dark Crisis, Superman's son is like, we need a new Justice League.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need a Batman, I need a Wonder Woman. And they basically tell him, no.
Wait, who tells him that?
Both of them, like both.
Oh, like he goes to try and recruit the Batman.
Yeah. And they're just like, no, that's not. Like they're like we. And then I think the Wonder Girl, she basically says, I just started doing this. I can't be Wonder Woman in the Justice League. Like, what are you talking about? So it's a great like metaphor for like how people actually think about that character right now.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
And Batman tells him, nah, I just started too. I don't want to get killed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he basically tells him, you're gonna get me killed. Like, no.
Yeah.
It's a trip. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I'm hooked.
What about the Dinosaur Justice League? How's that?
Dude, that's fun, man.
That is
just a ridiculous book.
That should be an indie book.
It looks ridiculous and fun.
Yeah.
That looks like something that somebody would do on their own time.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would love to do a Justice League book, but I'll never get to do Justice League, so I'm gonna do a Dinosaur Justice League book.
You know what? When I was in high school, I drew the Justice League as dinosaurs.
Sure.
And that's why I was kind of like, oh shoot, someone got my fucking idea from the cosmos and just threw it in there.
The ether.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm hooked. I love that the Robin is actually a little humanoid hanging around with the Tyrannosaurus Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he the Joker, right?
Is a raptor.
Yeah, he's a raptor. He kills this kid's parents.
Yeah.
And Batman like finds his kid, and he's just like, all right, well, come with me.
And Batman is a T-Rex.
Something.
Yeah, they're all like kind of T-Rex.
Oh, right. Yeah. I've seen Batman.
Yeah.
I was thinking something else. But yeah. Then Superman's a brachiosaur.
Yeah, with a no neck, but yeah.
But it's very Superman. Like he was sent from space, and humans found him.
Oh, okay.
And he was raised by humans.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a like was it the artist or the writer that was here?
He was a co-creator and he co-wrote it.
Oh, okay.
He co-wrote it and he drawn
cool.
it. Yeah.
Man, I wonder. I want to pick his brain and see where that came from, because it really sounds like something like I'll never get to do that, so I'm just gonna do my own.
Yeah.
It sucks. He doesn't have social media, but he's from around here somewhere.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So maybe we can have him sometime.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
And, like Daniel Warren Johnson right now. He's doing a lot of stuff with Image and stuff like that.
Yeah. The what is it? Do a power bomb?
Yeah. That book.
Oh, do you have that here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You saw it?
Pick one up before I get out of here.
That book, man, I didn't expect it to go where it goes.
Yeah.
It's
First 4 pages.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Like you want it to be like a weird, or at least I want it to be like a weird sci-fi book, and cool. Does it take like a weird left turn?
Oh, big time.
It goes left, and then you fucking go all the fucking way back. The last 2 pages.
Yeah.
Right?
It gets pretty wild. And the thing is, like, like 2 years ago, he did a Beta Ray Bill comic.
Yeah, I finally picked that up. Like I don't remember what store I was at, but I was like, oh man, I meant to pick that up. So I grabbed one of those.
Dude, that was like my favorite book that year.
Cool.
Because it's so like especially when you're working at mainstream comics and you get a character like Beta Ray Bill, which like not to say no one cares about him, but he's not like a priority to the company.
I haven't cared
you get to play with him.
You can do whatever you want.
Yep. That's what I want. There's a I don't want to say who, but I'll tell you off mic right now. But there's a Dan Slott character I tell my wife, like, man, I want to just like go nuts with that character. Yeah. I think that could be real fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love when people do that. Yeah, that's always like really. Seems like they had a lot of fun, and like what's the publisher's like? We're not, like, what are we gonna lose? That book is already tanking. Yeah, like they're thinking about it like a product because it is, but like that gives the artist free reign, the artist and writer to have free reign to be really creative and try something new. And if it hits, hey, great. If not, publisher didn't.
Yeah, like half the time, man, like that becomes canon. They start using that version of that character. You know, like
right. So one day the Dinosaur Justice League is gonna meet the real Justice League.
I mean.
Why not? That is a multiverse story now.
So, I'm in already.
Yeah, Superman will fight along. There's gonna be some like crazy version of Lex that's gonna like beat the crap out of Superman, and then he's gonna come back in like issue 5. It's gonna be regular Superman and Brachiosaurus Superman coming to save the day because why not?
I love it already.
Oh, the House of Heroes? It's like the multiverse. Justice League.
Oh, cool! I'm not familiar with this.
Like really cool stuff. Like there's a President Superman,
tight,
who's basically Barack Obama.
But of course,
my favorite allegory. So there was in the '80s. There was this book called The Zoo Crew, and they were like humanoid animals.
And Captain Carrot.
And Captain Carrot was basically Superman.
That's so funny.
And now he's like in the main universe. Like they use him a lot in the main universe.
Well, wow. Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
He's now canon.
Spider-Ham, Punk, Spider-Punk. Yeah. Like, there's so many. That damn Spider-Verse book from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Who was that? Was that Brian Hitch?
Spider-Verse? No. Well, Slott started it, and then there was a bunch of different. There were a bunch of anthologies.
Yeah. Man, what was there was like the main one that like the whole Moreland family was fighting like all the Spider-Men from across the universe, right? Was that Dan Slott?
Yeah, that was Dan Slott.
Okay.
He wrote all that.
Gotcha. Yeah. What did you? You had Wendy's for lunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We wanted pizza, but
it's cool. Inflation, man.
So I guess that brings us to the end then.
All right. So and the end of this show is brought to you by Wendy's.
Wendy's,
found here in San Gabriel on
Valley.
On Valley, as everybody knows.
Yeah,
go there all the time.
Yeah,
big comic book fans in there. They have a spinner rack where you can go in and get comics there.
You can see where Dave Thomas was born.
Dave Thomas, was he really born here?
No.
They have his head preserved in.
Formaldehyde.
Thank you. And in a jar.
Yeah.
You can watch him watch you while you eat your Wendy's burger.
You can, because he's there. He has him in a big portrait.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm never gonna be able to use this knowledge ever, so I might as well throw it now.
Fudge.
Do it.
So I broke my arm a few years ago, and I was stuck home watching.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was stuck home watching a lot of weird random TV.
Yeah, like you wouldn't watch that TV otherwise.
Oh no. This stuff was like, I'm like, what else could I watch, right?
Okay.
There was a whole thing on Dave Thomas. You know why Wendy's burgers are square?
Oh, because he had to fit them on the grill.
Yeah, so because you fit more on the grill.
Sure.
Right? Dave Thomas was a failed KFC franchiser.
Awesome.
Like he tried to open his own KFC, and there's pictures of him dressed like the Colonel.
Awesome.
And he just failed at it, and so he started Wendy's.
He should have looked at Charles Atlas.
Yeah, Charles.
So he started Wendy's because he still wanted to do some kind of franchise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was like, "We got to do something," He put all his money in this KFC that just failed.
Yeah. He's like, "This is all I know how to do." There's so much to the idea of like making your product about you.
Yeah.
And like that your ego just like really shines through, and like what you really got to do is find some other youth around you that you can project that on. Was there a real Wendy? Was that
his daughter?
His daughter.
There you go.
Yeah, she came out in the commercials for a while. That was really her.
I didn't realize that was a daughter.
And it was funny too because in that same documentary, she was real. There was this marketing guy, and he was like, "Oh, the biggest mistake Dave Thomas did, you never make a real person your mascot."
Yeah.
Because he's like, because when he died, they were like, "Did he die from the food?" Like.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. I mean, if it was cholesterol, like if it was heart disease, then kind of maybe, but like,
That's why Ronald McDonald's still around.
Yeah,
it's a different Ronald.
That's so funny. Ronald McDonald. I have a zine of Ronald McDonald that I wanna.
Beautiful, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Another 6-pager, another just like something fun parody. I wanna do that one day and release that online. Just like basically Dirty Harry, Sin City. Like, what if that was McDonald's?
No. And how gradually you reveal him, by the way.
Sure.
It's like when he's talking to him, he says like the Grimace's name, but he doesn't call him Grimace. He calls him like Grim or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, and then you see the red hair, and then you see the fit, kind of the fat side of the face, and then you see the outfit.
Yeah. Like the clown jumpsuit is like some suit of armor that he puts on and goes to be a badass in. It still makes me smile. It's just like I want to draw Ronald McDonald just like fighting like tooth and nail with Grimace, because I think that would be a cool fight. I have like other like, oh man, fucking American commerce is so ingrained in me, and probably all of us, but like for me it's because like I know that because like I want to make other stories. I want to make a story about this like pirate ship, this captain who like gets stranded on an island, and like his crew is all dead, like they die in a storm or something, and then like he gets to this island. He like is delirious. He hasn't eaten. He hasn't drinking. He's all beaten up from crashing and almost drowning. He sees things. He sees like a leprechaun. He thinks that like a bird on the island is talking to him, like a toucan. And then he eventually finds like at the top of this mountain or this volcano or something on the island, this tiger wearing a red handkerchief, and he's got to fight the tiger. And you're like, Captain Crunch, why are you fighting Tony the tiger? And it's just like,
I knew it.
It just seems so fun. It's so it's so shallow. It's so shallow, but it seems so fun.
But it's a real throwback because we don't have that anymore. Like,
no.
They don't create these mascot characters anymore. Or
that's true.
Like everything that's still around, it's been around forever. Like Jack in the Box and Ronald McDonald and all that stuff. Like
there is no mascot. Think about it. What's the latest mascot you could think of?
Yeah.
There isn't.
Yeah. There's gotta be. There's like.
But that's iconic that you can remember off the top of your head.
No, that's true. Well, like also because like this is all cereal so far, and that's stuff that we've grown up with since we were kids. Like, again, you got to market our comics to kids. Yeah. As soon as we can, hook them while they're young.
Yeah.
But like there's got to be the general for general insurance.
Okay.
Like if you really think about it, like stuff that you didn't grow up like going with your mom to the supermarket.
General. Call 1-800-GENERAL now.
Right. If we stay with car insurance, Flo. I don't even remember the name. I just know Flo.
Progressive.
Thank you.
Progressive.
The Geico.
The Geico. Yes, exactly. The Gecko. Like there's some characters. There's some mascots. It's not as nostalgic as the cereal, because like there's definitely something nostalgic about it, because like we've been eating that since we were a kid.
Yeah.
I still eat it today. Do you guys eat cereal?
Yeah.
Like I still have a morning ritual with Captain fucking Crunch.
Yeah.
He's still there for me. Like, hey, thanks, bro. Like even
Sunny, 2 scoops, Sunny,
Right. The sun from Raisin Bran.
Yeah. See, but man, they've been around ages. Like Flo, the Gecko, General, they've been around not that long. So maybe kids in the future are gonna be remembering them like we do, as fondly as we.
If Flo ever gets on a cereal box, sure, why not? It'll be something else, a different connection. But as it seems like we're wrapping this up, so I want to make sure that I say the website www.idraw.com, EYEDRAUGH.com. And you should absolutely come to Nostalgia Comic Shop, which you can find on Delmar.
Yeah.
What's the address?
513 South Delmar. We're right across the street from the San Gabriel Library.
Yeah. So in the lovely, the gem of the San Gabriel Valley, San Gabriel. proper, you can come to Nostalgia Comic Shop and see the brand new pristine sign out front above the front door that I just happened to design.
I love that.
Thanks
for there you go. That's true.
Yeah, that's the I used to intern at a sign shop. That ended poorly. We don't have to get into that. But that is the coolest fucking sign I've ever designed.
Oh man! So
and
like
at a comic book shop that my buddy runs, and that's cool, man. I love that this is my life now. Like, cool! I made that art.
Yeah.
Well, or I designed that art. Somebody else manufactured.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. Like,
go for it.
It's not done yet.
Tight.
We're looking at.
Yeah, there's no lights in it, right?
No, we're not even doing that.
Oh, okay.
We're looking to get someone to paint the crackles
around it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, I'll do that.
Okay.
Done. What do you need?
Yeah. Give me a ladder. I think I think we have an 8-foot ladder. I don't know. I don't think that'll reach that. Yeah. But if you got something taller, yeah.
No, that's all we got over there.
Okay.
We'll find something.
If anybody listening to this has a tall ladder, bring that. Bring a 6-pack of beer. We'll make a day out of it.
And some crayon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I've got spray paint.
Oh, done. Yeah. Halfway there.
Yeah, because the landlord finally gave us the okay to do that. Because the city wouldn't let us make that part of it.
Oh, really?
Because it made it bigger. Like it was like a whole thing.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. There's, for anyone that's not familiar, signs on storefronts have a lot of restrictions.
Yeah. I didn't know how many until this guy walked me through it. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Can't be this high. Can't stick out that far. Can't be lit in a certain way.
It was how many months? 3 months?
At least.
Yeah. Just trying to get it done.
It took forever. And then,
I believe it.
And then I feel like when it finally happened, it just happened. Like,
they're just like, oh, we finally got to you in line. All right, let's do all this now. And you're like, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was going to happen 3 months ago. But yeah, go to the website. Come visit the comic book shop. It's a great new space, a newish space. You've been here for a year.
Almost, like in November.
Nice.
In November to be a year.
And what was that website again?
Wait, for him or me?
Go.
Oh. Well, it's nostalgicomicshop.com.
Go.
iDraw.com.
Okay.
And at iDraw on all the social medias.
And iDraw, how do you spell that?
EYEDRAUGH.
For those that don't know. And again, I want to thank you very much for being on the show today. I really appreciate that. And it was something I kind of wanted to see the new book, but hopefully I get to see that soon.
Yeah. I'm sorry I don't have it yet. I really wanted that to be done. It should have been done a month ago. I was telling you guys before this, like I've been going back and forth with that printer.
No worries.
Didn't materialize. So
it will.
At one point I just cut it off and I was like, you know what? I'm going with a new printer.
And it's manifest and it will materialize.
There you go.
It's coming.
I get to pick up the proof on Friday, and if it all looks good, then I'll have 500 new books by next week. At some point next week.
Well, the podcast will show up next week, so.
Oh, perfect! There you go. So so go to iDraw.com and order the book. And if you want to see it in person, come to Nostalgia Comic Shop. They will have a few copies.
No, shameless plug. I love it.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, and everyone else, thank you very much for listening. Have a good day, morning, afternoon, and bye.
Thank you again to Mephisto.com for these healthy curses that allow us to stay youthful forever. Mephisto.com. Order your curse today.
I hope that people get that reference, by the way.
It's pretty deep.
Yeah.
It's somewhat deep.
Yeah.